Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, the 4-job Fiesta for TnyToe's Rat Rescue. When we last left off, we had just found out all the sea enemies, and now we're back on the land. We're going to be getting one of the optional summons in this episode. We'll also be getting most of the remaining new land enemies that we can. So we got the sea enemies in the last episode. Let's get most of the land enemies in this one. So castles just appeared out of blue up north. And most of the folks say the same thing. There's a few. The southern islands all connect to make one long island chain now. Yep. So we'll be running around those islands later on in the game. There's a little side quest that you can do to get a piece of equipment. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But one bridge that we'll be crossing basically in this episode is basically all the bridges on the western side of the world. So we'll be visiting all the villages on this side, and that's also where we'll be getting the remaining, or most of the remaining land enemies. So that goal talks about Istory Falls. Istory Falls is actually going to be one of the places where one of the elemental tablets are. Remember what that one person said? One of the scholars back in Kuza Castle, the one who used to hang out in the Wind Shrine, he basically said, one that's protected by the water. Waterfall? So yeah, that's, you put all the clues together, and eventually we'll want to get to Istory Falls. So we'll actually be visiting Istory Falls, not the dungeon, but we'll be visiting that area in this episode because there's a miniature side quest that we can do. And here's another little miniature side quest here. We're gonna head to this Jackhole Cave. Nothing's really changed in it. I'm just gonna make a quick save here though, because at the end we'll be able to there's another boss that we can encounter, so it's the optional summon. So we're going to just go through this cave. Nothing's really changed in it. Still got the same skull eaters. But we can actually deal with them now. They're not as bad when we first came through here. And then of course the nut eaters are just, you know, pushover enemies. So these skull eaters, they just keep running right away from me, so... Well, we ran away from them with the chicken knife, so... No use cutting those things out. It would take me more time to cut it out than to just keep them in, so... And it only took up a few seconds, so... Now, surprisingly, I get lucky. Remember, we have to wait here to find out which switch, and the switch is random. And I was just lucky that I happened to stop at the right switch. So, if I didn't, I just have to, you know, run to whatever switch appeared on the wall. Run to this treasure chest. You have to hit that switch to open this door. Otherwise, the door is locked. Now, remember when we first came through this cave back in the first wall, when we got to the end, there was that wall. We climbed up the wall, and it ended up in the middle of, like, nowhere. Couldn't do anything. Well, now, when we climb up this wall, it'll take us inside of Bal Castle. So you're wondering how we're going to get through that door that's locked? Well, this is the way we do it. So, now, what I should have done here, was I should have went down, unlocked the door, and remember there's a save point there, up the staircases. I should have done that, but I was playing a little reckless here. But, alright, here we go. Odin came here to try to beat me, huh? Okay, he's gonna give us 1 minute. We only have 1 minute to fight him. If we don't beat him in a minute, we get a game over. So he just says, too bad, and then you get a game over, so... See, this is the third game, basically, where you have Odin in the basement of a castle. In Final Fantasy III, he's in the one castle basement. Final Fantasy IV is in Baron Castle basement, and now he's in this castle. Optional summon each time. He uses that Zangetsu attack, which does massive damage. We can use our big guard, though, to heal up. He'll probably get it off about twice. So that's why I use the White Wind, but mainly you just want to be really, really offensive-oriented in here, so... we got lucky the chicken knife wasn't running away, it only ran away that one time, and the Ryuchi bow with the 30% crit rate, got some good crits with it, so we managed to finish him off. We do it in under a minute, and we get the Esper Odin. So, he either appears if the enemy is not heavy, which means that is not susceptible to instant death, they'll throw a spear, the Gungnir spear. But if the enemy is susceptible to instant death, he'll do that Zangetsu move and just slice him up. So, my inventory's getting kind of full. Gonna make a side trip and sell off some stuff here, so. Now, the enemies down here, once again, like when I visited Bal Castle back in Gallif's World, the enemies here are all those statue enemies. So we can take care of them by either throwing gold needles on them, which instantly defeats them, or right now we have the level 5 death spell, and the statues are a multiple of level 5, so we can use level 5 death and clear them all out. So we unlock the door. As long as you stay in the castle, the door will remain unlocked. But if we left the castle and came back down here again, yeah, the door would be locked. So yeah, like I said, if you want to play safe, you can, as soon as you enter there, you just come back here and use that save point. So, Odin can be pretty tough. If you have a collar and has that, cattle bus summon, you can use that. Odin is not considered a heavy enemy, so you can petrify him with the cattle bus summon. If you have a spell blade, the Magic Knight, you can use the break sword on him, and that could turn Odin into stone. Or if you have the black magic spell break, you can also use that. So, but we don't have any of those options, so we just had to take him out with damage. But now, one thing that's interesting, it's pointless to do because you have an airship, but you can get the Hiryu, the Windrake here. Why you would want to use that, you know, there's no point. Because the Hiryu can only land on the grass like how the airship can, and it can't fly over mountains, so it's just a degraded airship. But it's there if you just really like your Hiryu for some reason. But let's go talk with the rest of the people in here. I don't think any of them have much different to say, so, but we'll just find out. So, nope, can't believe the king is gone. And other ones are basically saying they'll watch the castle until Lady Krile returns. So, get stock up on items and stuff here if we want. I think our high potions are a little bit low. Yeah, might as well pick up some high potions. Not that we're going to be doing much fighting in this episode. Like I said, we're mainly just going to be running around, visiting some towns. We will do some fighting to get the remainder of the, well, almost all the remainder of the enemies that are on the ground. So, but they're pretty much all located around the Istory Falls area. So, we'll fight them when we go toward, to get that little side quest in the Istory Falls. So that Twin Lance, we will be using that. We'll probably pick up a few more Thunder Rods, because when we get to Istory Falls, like I said earlier, one of the elemental dungeons is going to be in Istory Falls, and of course you're going to have a whole bunch of water enemies in there, and water enemies are going to be weak against the lightning, so we get some lightning rods, and we can break them for a Lit 3 spell. So, let's keep on running around here. Sold our stuff. Lady Krile, please take care of yourself. Don't worry, we'll take care of her. She's pretty powerful herself, so alrighty. That's we're done here in this castle. Let's head on back to our airship. It's pretty close by. It's over there to the west, not too far. Hop on in, and now we're gonna keep heading up this way. Hey, there's Quelb, the werewolf village. And wow, well, look at that. As soon as we land the airship, we land on a bunch of slugs. And we ran away because they're slimy. No, we ran away because the chicken knife. Let's see what the werewolves have to say here. Ooh. Accidentally hit the wrong way. Well, these guys are still circling. They're still singing their song. And I guess they're still praying for our safety, but I guess in a different... Look, we messed up that one werewolf's circle. A moment of silence. Now all 4 Dawn Warriors are gone. Yep. So, yep, Kelger's bedroom is empty. Remember, he gave his life to help Lady Krile break the illusion in Exdeath's castle. What? Exdeath has returned? Yep. He has. Something is dreadful wrong in this world. If only Lord Kelger still lived. Well, we'll take care of him. Oh, there's that guy. His brother was the werewolf who came and saved us with the fire crystal. It seems a shrine has appeared at the center of the big bridge. And that is the second of the elemental dungeons. Basically the wind dungeon. So, there was where the ancient library was. So, up north of there is going to be where Karnak is. Like I said, let's stop here real quick. Pick up some of those lightning 3 rods, the lit rods. So we can break them when we go to the water dungeon. There's this guy. There we go. Got the thunder rods. That's what we want. 10 should be good. So we need 7. There we go. Yeah, rods ain't that expensive now. Now we're getting all this money. So, because pretty much all the good equipment we find in chests now. We don't have to buy them. So, alright. Let's head up north a little bit more. And let's go pick up Boko. So over there is Istory Falls. Just want to check out the map there. We want to stay on the north path. And now there's Tool. So to the west of Tool is where we're going to find Boko. Make sure we don't land on Boko. There we go. Now we're going to pick up Boko and we're going to head back past Tool. We got to go to Istory Falls. But in order to get to Istory Falls, we kind of got to loop around to the north. So there's the Kuzo Castle. We get the legendary weapons. And here's the village of Regal. We can get a piece of treasure here. Not that we can use it. But if you're using like freelancers or dancers, this is a good piece of headgear to get. The ribbon. So remember this girl was looking for a ribbon? Well, she found it. So here's my prized possession. The ribbon. It's a good piece of headgear, but only dancers, freelancers, and mimes can use it. It basically prevents all status ailments. So the town east of here disappeared into darkness. Uh-oh. The world's gonna get sucked into darkness. It's all over. But some people ain't worried about it. They're just having some spirits in the pub right here. Nah, we ain't gonna dance. We're too busy. These guys are all saying the same thing. If you missed the piano there, there's that hidden passageway to lead to the piano, so we still have one more piano to play. But we won't get to that village for a while where that last piano was at. So these people are still saying the same thing. Though the girl from the weapon store is looking for a ribbon. Well, she found it and she gave it to us. And these kids are still worried about Mughals and stuff. Even though the whole world has changed, you figure their priorities would shift, but I don't know, they're kids. When you're young, you're not really worried about too much. The joys of being innocent. So let's hop back on Mr. Boko. And now we're north enough that we can start heading west. And we'll eventually come across those rivers that we saw earlier from the airship. So there we go, we got this lake there. Let's run up the river. Remember we saw on the airship we want to stay on the north path. And that'll take us to the top of the falls. And then the top of the falls, there's a little area here. We just enter into it. And we find the magic lamp. What the magic lamp does is it uses the summons. So you use the magic lamp in battle, and it casts a summon. It casts the most powerful summon first, then it goes down the list, even if you don't have the summon. So, like for instance, the most powerful summon is Bahamut. So if we use the magic lantern now, we'd summon Bahamut, even though we don't have Bahamut. We haven't fought him yet to unlock him as a summon. And then it keeps going down all the way down until the summon is the lamp is expended. And then if you want to recharge the lamp, all you gotta do is head back to that area right there, and it recharges at the top of the waterfall. So the one summon we want to use is Odin on one of the bosses coming up. So yeah, we're gonna want to use the magic lantern a few times to get it to where Odin is. Odin's a level 5 summon. We'll be getting him a little bit later. So, or we already got Odin, but we're getting another level 5 summon a little bit later in the next episode. But we have 3 new enemies we want to go here. We got 2 of them already. Here, this is the second one, and then the last one we can find in the forest. That's why I'm heading over into the forest here to pick up this last enemy. So let's head on into the forest and pick up that almost last new land-based enemy in the third world here. Then after that, pretty much all the new enemies will just be in dungeons. So here it is, the Frost Ball. Obviously, they're going to absorb fire and be strong against absorb ice. So, not too hard though. So let's finish him off here. Couldn't steal anything from him. I didn't want to potentially risk having a chicken knife proc and having us run away. So I just figured I'd just have Krile try to steal something. So. Alright, there we go. And that is pretty much all the new enemies, so now we're going to head on back to our airship, and that's what we'll pick up in our next episode. We now know where the second elemental dungeon is, the wind dungeon. It's at the shrine that appeared at the center of the big bridge. Remember back in the first world, there was that one shrine that was surrounded by mountains we couldn't get into? Well, now the big bridge has appeared and has covered up those mountain tiles, so we can get to that shrine. But we'll be heading there in our next episode, but before that, we have one more optional summon that we want to pick up. So take care, have a good one, see you then, bye!